please rise for the arrival of the official party. Please be seated. Welcome to Fort Worth. On this very special occasion, as we celebrate the transformation of Israel's Air Force to fifth-generation capability, we are grateful to have Israeli superstar musician David Broza with us today. David is well known in his country for his commitment to humanitarian causes. He will now share his musical talent to honor this special occasion.
Boker Tov, good morning, Fort Worth. Good morning, F-35, Israel, Adir, the rollout celebration. It's such an honor to open this celebration with song and let the emotions actually roll out. Don't hold any more emotions in because you've done it. We're here to see the actual result of so many years of hard work and dedication. So this song was actually recorded right there. If you see this rock, this is Masada. This is where I normally sing it. So it's perfect. They've actually staged this whole thing for me and for the F-35. Thank you so much. באנו לכאן מתחת השמיים שניים כמו זוג עיניים יש לנו זמן מתחת השמיים בינתיים אנו עוד כאן את ואני את ואני את ואני והמיטה רחבה לתת אהבה לילה ויום לילה ויום לילה ויום והחיוך מתנצל שהוא מתעצל כן באנו לכאן מתחת השמיים שניים כמו זוג עיניים יש לנו זמן מתחת השמיים בינתיים אנו עוד כאן ולמרות הפח ולמרות הכאב ולמרות הצער אני אוהב ואוהב ואוהב נה 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 הצוות רוצה לשיר איתי קצת? נה 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 מישהו רוצה להצטרף קצת? You want to join with this thing? נה 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 יש צד 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 כן כן באנו לכאן כן כן מתחת השמיים שניים כמו זוג עיניים. Well, this was a taste of this wonderful song recorded in the desert. Started with a little romance, but I'd like to go straight to a song which has been part of my career for almost 40 years now. It's the first song I ever wrote. I wrote it upon the arrival of Egypt's president, Anwar Sadat, to Israel for the first time, thus starting the peace process. And this song is called Things Will Be Better. As we say in Hebrew, Yeh Tov, and I mean it, Yeh Tov. And it goes like this. אני מביט מהחלום וזה עושה לי די עצוב האביב חלף עבר לו, מי יודע אם ישוב. הליצן היה למלך, הנביא נהיה ליצן, ושכחתי את הדרך, אבל אני עוד כאן, ויהיה טוב, יהיה טוב, כן, לפעמים אני נשבר. אז הלילה, הלילה, איתך אני נשאר. שם למעלה בשמיים עננים לומדים לעוף, ואני מביט למעלה ורואה מטוס חטוף. ממשלה של גנרלים מחלקת את הנוף לשלהם ולשלנו, ולא רואים את הסוף. או הנה בא נשיא מצרים, איך שמחתי לקראתו, פירמידות בעיניים ושלום במקטרתו. ואמרנו היי בוא נשלימה ונחיה כמו אחים, ואז הוא אמר קדימה רק תצאו מהשטחים, ויהיה טוב, או יהיה טוב, כן, לפעמים אני נשבר. אז הלילה, או הלילה, איתך אני נשאר. Just want to say that over 40 years almost of singing this song, wherever there was a hopeful moment, my friend, Israeli poet Yonatan Geffen, would call me and say that he's got a new verse that I should add. So there's about 27 verses, which is not the right time to sing them, and we haven't written one yet for the F-35. And I'm sure when he hears that I performed here today, he will offer another verse. But there is one verse that I'd like to dedicate to this moment, this very, very special moment and occasion. This one says that we shall learn to live together under the olive trees, and that children will grow up knowing no more war, no terror, and no frontiers. And that fresh new grass will grow over the graveyards for love and peace. For after 100 years of war, we haven't and will not give up hope. עוד נלמד לחיות ביחד בין חורשות עצי זיתים, ילדים יחיו בלי פחד, בלי גבולות, בלי מקלטים, על קברים יפרח העשב לשלום, ואהבה 100 שנים של חרב, ועוד לא עבדה התקווה, ויהיה טוב, כן, לפעמים אני נשבר. אז הלילה, הלילה, איתך אני נשאר. אני מביט מהחלון, אולי מגיע, כן, מגיע, כן, מגיע יום חדש. And congratulations, ומזל טוב, on the rollout. תודה רבה.
Thank you, David, for sharing your gift of song with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the State of Israel and remain standing for the national anthem of the United States of America. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lockheed Martin's Executive Vice President of Aeronautics, Mr. Orlando Carvalho.
Good morning. Before starting the remarks, how about another round of applause for our guest performer, David Broza, and that tremendous performance. We were simply delighted to have David here for our ceremony today. He's made it very special. Good morning and welcome to Air Force Plant 4 in Fort Worth, Texas, the home of the F-35 Lightning II program. Today marks another historic occasion as we celebrate the official rollout of Israel's Air Force first F-35 Adir. Adir in Hebrew means mighty one, and this aircraft is indeed a mighty one. It is an honor to stand before you, friends, partners, and distinguished guests, to celebrate our nation and our company's long-standing relationship with the country of Israel. Lockheed Martin Aeronautics and Israel have endured a partnership that began many decades ago. Our partnership with the Israeli Defense Force began with specialized life-saving missions involving the C-130 aircraft. The history of the C-130 has proven its reliability for both the United States and Israel, and continues to be powerful, flexible, and always mission-ready. The trust and confidence in the C-130 program forged our next relationship with the Israel Air Force and the pilots who bravely flew the F-16. Preemptive tactical strikes supported by the F-16 terminated security threats in the region, which continue to prove the need to deter those who want to put citizens in harm's way. Which brings us to the partnership we celebrate today, a new chapter in our aviation history. Today we celebrate the F-35 program and Israel's F-35 Adir. Crafted by the skilled hands of thousands of Lockheed Martin employees, I stand before you representing a Lockheed Martin team that is dedicated, determined, and committed. This is a team that truly values hard work and performing with excellence. From the beginning, our Israeli industrial partners have also contributed significant manufacturing and engineering expertise to the F-35 program, which has, without question, enhanced its innovation. We rely on our Israeli teammates to develop crucial components, such as the outer wing sets, and in fact, more than 800 wing sets are expected to be developed by Israeli aerospace industries. Additionally, Israel should be extremely proud of the technology Elbit Systems incorporated into the game-changing F-35 helmet, which undoubtedly will provide F-30 pilots around the world a critical advantage. As we celebrate this momentous day with Israel, we reflect on their F-35 program and the years of relentless hard work and tireless dedication by many who made this vision become reality. The F-35 is more than just a jet. The F-35 is a deterrent, and if called upon, this jet will serve in the first line of defense for security around the world. Today, you will hear more about Lockheed Martin's longstanding relationship and trusted partnership with Israel. You will hear about our journey and what brought us to this historic moment in time. For those of us here at Lockheed Martin, Israel is family. And today's event is as much a family celebration as it is a rollout ceremony. We stand shoulder to shoulder with you, Israel. And now, let me introduce our guest party that's here today and our very important visitors that are here for the ceremony. From the great state of Texas, the Honorable Greg Abbott, Governor of Texas. Chairman, President, and Chief Executive Officer of the Lockheed Martin Corporation, Marillyn Hewson. Brigadier General Tal Kelman, Chief of the Air Staff of the Israel Air Force. His Excellency, Avigdor Lieberman, Minister of Defense for the State of Israel. United States Ambassador to Israel, the Honorable Daniel Shapiro. I would also like to recognize several of our distinguished guests who are seated in the audience. From the State of Israel, His Excellency, Zahi Hanigbi. Director of the Israel Ministry, Mr. Aaron Marmarush. We are also honored to have with us today the 16th Commander of the Israeli Air Force, Major General Ido Nehushtan. General, welcome back to Fort Worth. From the United States government, please welcome Deputy Undersecretary of the Air Force for International Affairs, Ms. Heidi Grant. The F-35 Program Executive Officer, Lieutenant General Chris Bogdan. Director, International Cooperation for Undersecretary of Defense Acquisition, Technology and Logistics, Mr. Keith Webster. Deputy Director of Defense Security Cooperation Agency, Ms. Jennifer Zakrisky. I would also like to recognize the Mayor of Fort Worth, the Honorable Betsy Price. And from the Texas State House of Representatives, the Honorable Craig Goldman. And finally, the Mayor of White Settlement, the Honorable Ron White. Also with us today are distinguished delegations from the Israeli Ministry of Defense, the Israeli Air Force, the Israeli Mission in New York City, the Israeli Consulate in Houston, executives from the Israeli and United States industry, members of the Israeli media, and special guests from our Fort Worth community. To all of you, welcome and thank you for being here. And of course, this celebration would not be possible without the dedication and service of all of our Lockheed Martin employees, including the representatives from the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, District 776, Office and Professional Employees International Union, Local Number 277, Federated Independent Texas Union Aircraft, Local Number 900, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Number 220, International Union Security Police and Fire Professionals of America, Local Number 723. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium the 48th Governor of the great state of Texas, the Honorable Greg Abbott.
Well, thank you, Orlando, and it is great to join this all-star cast. Ambassador Shapiro, Defense Minister Lieberman, General Kelman, Chairman Houston, and it's always great to be back with Fort Worth Mayor Betsy Price and my favorite state representative, Craig Goldman. To all of our distinguished guests from Israel, let me say welcome to the greatest state in the United States of America. There is an enduring bond between Texas and Israel. We share the blessings of freedom as well as the burdens of vigilance. The strength of Israel, like that of Texas, springs from the determination of our people. And innovation has made our economies global leaders. My wife and I had the opportunity to learn about Israel's startup nation during our visit to Israel earlier this year. I met with business leaders from companies like Elbit, as well as so many others, where we had the opportunity to talk about economic development, about investment, about strengthening commercial ties between Texas and Israel. I also had the opportunity to visit with Prime Minister Netanyahu. He demonstrated unflinching resolve to defend Israel from all threats. I let him know Texas stands with Israel. We will not allow countries that call for death to America or advocate anti-Semitic policies to go unchallenged. Security must be a top priority for both nations, and strength sends a very clear message to our enemies or those who threaten. Well, the F-35 makes Israel even stronger than it was before. I am so proud that the F-35, with its advanced technology fighter jet, is manufactured right here in Fort Worth by Lockheed Martin. This project creates thousands upon thousands of jobs. It injects billions of dollars into our economy, all while delivering advanced security around the globe. This stealth fighter is already serving the United States Navy, Air Force, and Marines. Now, it will aid our ally, Israel. Now, I've been in public office for more than 20 years. I'm in my second year as governor, and never yet have I quoted from a physics blog. It's time to change that. And I quote, "The triangle is the strongest geometric shape, unparalleled in its ability to support heavy loads." That is a fitting symbol that brings us together today. Texas, Lockheed Martin, and Israel working together form a triangle of strength capable of supporting the most challenging loads in the entire world. So I say congratulations to you, Maryland, to you and your hardworking team here in Fort Worth and around the country. We are proud that Texas continues its legacy of delivering air superiority in defense of freedom across the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Abbott. Please welcome the Chairman, President, and Chief Executive Officer of Lockheed Martin Corporation, Ms. Marilyn Hewson.
Well, good morning to everyone here in Fort Worth, and hello to all of you across Israel and around the world that are watching live today. I'm delighted to be here to mark this very significant milestone and to celebrate the partnership that has made this all possible today. Israel and the United States share a special bond, deeply rooted in the shared history that we have. We also have an exciting future, one that will bring greater safety, security, and prosperity to our people, to our nations, and to the world. Today's official rollout of Israel's first F-35A Adir aircraft speaks strongly to the future. So does the presence of so many friends who have joined us for this ceremony. I'd like to add my sincere appreciation to our special guests who are with us today: Defense Minister Lieberman, Minister Hanegbi, Brigadier General Kelman, Governor Abbott, Ambassador Shapiro, and Deputy Undersecretary Grant. Thank you all for your steadfast leadership and unwavering support of the program. And of course, I'd like to congratulate the men and women of Lockheed Martin who are part of this exceptional team. It's your excellent work that has made this day possible. The aircraft you will see today is the latest symbol of a special relationship between Israel and the United States. It's also a special relationship between Israel and Lockheed Martin. And that legacy of our relationship is measured in decades, not years. Over those decades, we have reached the highest standards of human ingenuity and technology, of partnership and cooperation, of sacrifice and exceptional bravery. Many of you know that next month marks the 40th anniversary of one historic moment in our shared history. Transported by 4 Lockheed C-130H aircraft, Israeli commandos stunned the world with a storied rescue. Landing by the dark of night, they set free more than 100 hostages held and threatened by terrorists at a remote airport in Entebbe, Uganda. All except 3 hostages were rescued alive. The operation's leader and planner, Brigadier General Shamran, and I quote, he said, "The rescue resonated far and wide and showed that you could counter terrorism and that it was worth cooperating to do so." Operation Thunderbolt, now often known as Operation Yonatan, in honor of the sacrifice of Prime Minister Netanyahu's brother during the raid, is legend and inspiration. And we're honored that the lead pilot of the mission, Joshua Shawnee, has been a valued member of the Lockheed Martin team as our chief executive in Israel for many years. Lockheed Martin is proud to have played a role in that mission with our C-130 aircraft. We were committed to the Israeli people then. Our commitment has grown in the decades since, and we are deeply committed to growing our partnership and building our legacy in the future. Today's official rollout of Israel's first F-35A Adir aircraft is above all about the future. As we just heard, the name Adir means mighty one in Hebrew. It's a fitting name for Israel's 5th-generation fighter, as it accurately describes the incredible capabilities of this aircraft. I believe it also captures what 2 great powers can achieve together, and how much stronger they are when they join together as one. The fact is, few allies collaborate better than Israel and the United States. By sharing technology and talent throughout the development program, the F-35 Adir has become the most technologically advanced fighter in the region and will remain at the forefront of innovation for decades to come. When the fighter is delivered to Israel in December, the Israeli Air Force will be the first service to fully operate the F-35 outside of the United States. A new bar of excellence will be raised in tactical aviation, and this combat fighter will provide deterrence by its very presence. It will help Israel remain a beacon of strength and stability in the region and in the world, and it will support a safe and secure homeland for generations to come. Throughout our history together, we've worked to link our company to Israel's security and economic growth. These are the foundations on which Israel's next generation will prosper. Last year, I had the opportunity to open the first of its kind science and technology kindergarten in Beersheba. We are so proud of this partnership and the difference that it's making. For young Israelis, we want to open the door to a new world of experience and opportunity, with science and technology education. For Lockheed Martin, it's a powerful example of what we can accomplish when we partner together to focus on what matters most, our future generations. While we must value the past, and wise nations should inform their actions with history, it is the future that matters the most. That's why we are committed to establish a second science kindergarten in Israel, which we will open later this year. And we will continue to invest in the next generation of innovators to support a bright future for Israel. Israel is home to some of the world's most remarkable people, inspiring history, and great beauty. The United States is committed to protecting those unique virtues, and Lockheed Martin is committed to providing the capability Israel needs to succeed in that mission. Former Prime Minister Golda Meir once summed up our relationship with Israel perfectly. In the aftermath of the Yom Kippur War and the airlift that helped guarantee Israel's defense and survival, she said, and I quote, "For generations to come, all will be told of the miracle of the immense aircraft of the United States." The planes she was referring to were Lockheed planes, the C-141 Starlifter and the C-5 Galaxy. I stand here today certain that the F-35A Adir will be another aviation miracle for generations to come. It will help guarantee not only the defense and survival of Israel, it will assure security, opportunity, and prosperity in Israel and around the world today and for decades to come. Thank you all for being here. We're honored to partner with Israel and to help strengthen the deep and lasting partnership between our two nations. Thank you.
Lockheed Martin Aeronautics and the United States share a rich history of partnership with the State of Israel. The F-35 Adir will transition the IAF into a next-generation net-centric fighter force, capable of deterring regional aggression, building on a proud legacy of ensuring Israel's national security for generations to come.
In 1948, where the army of Egypt was on the way to Tel Aviv, they were attacked by the first 4 aircraft that we had. Those aircraft were Messerschmitts. They were brought from Czechoslovakia a day before, during night, assembled, and their first mission without no test flight were against those Egyptians. They informed their headquarters in Egypt they are attacked by severe force of aircraft. 67 war took only 6 days, because in the first 3 hours we destroyed all the Egyptian Air Force on the ground.
We say to ourselves, who will expect us to be so crazy to fly almost 5,000 kilometers, I believe it was, from Israel, to fly and to pick up to save the hostages? Nobody would even think that we are so crazy. So that's why we decided to do it.
I think what's unique about the Iraq attack that destroyed the Iraqi nuclear reactor is the fact that it was a brand new airplane. Sometimes airplanes are waiting a decade or maybe a generation to execute a real important war or operation. Here, a new F-16, after 1 year in service, have made almost the impossible mission, achieving a huge strategic event, which destroyed the Iraqi nuclear capability for generations.
In 1982, we had the war in Lebanon, and we shot down in the air more than 80 enemy aircraft, we didn't lose even a single aircraft.
Israel is living in a very dangerous neighborhood.
Just look around and see how many friends Israel have around it and how many airplanes they have and what's the size of the armies and what is their intention, which some of the countries clearly say, to eliminate the state of Israel. We have a history that showed that if we are not taking care of ourselves in this country, nobody will.
In a way, air power for the people of Israel is like air with oxygen to the people. They don't appreciate it every day, but without it, there is no life.
If you don't have the qualitative edge, then it will be only bravery of one people against the other and the motivation to fight.
So the need to keep the air superiority of Israel on one hand and being able to defend Israel's skies on the other hand is all going to one airplane, and this is the F-35.
We are living maybe in the most complicated region in the world. We have on our borders ISIS and Hezbollah and Hamas and Al-Qaeda and Jihad. And to handle with all these threats, we need best sophisticated military equipment.
Together, the technology and the spirit of achieving the goal and the mission that the Israeli pilots have is a wonderful marriage.
It's not fair. It's simply not fair anymore. To fight with this airplane, it's not fair to the enemy.
We are doing the best we can to be a very good Air Force. Usually they say the best Air Force in the world. The best Air Force in the Middle East is enough.
Please welcome the Chief of Air Staff of Israel's Air Force, who will lead his airmen to harness the air combat power of the F-35 Adir, Brigadier General Tug Kelman.
Honored friends, ladies and gentlemen, today is a special day for the Israeli Air Force. It symbolizes a leap in the strategic abilities of the State of Israel, and it symbolizes the partnership and the unbreakable commitment between the United States and Israel, a commitment which is a strategic asset for the State of Israel. The Israeli Air Force has stood as a crucial pillar of the IDF in upholding the national security of the State of Israel in times of peace and war alike, from the cradle of our state. Throughout our history, Israeli civilians have turned to the Israeli Air Force in hope and in trust. They know we will do all we can to ensure their safety. The situation in the Middle East is unstable and complicated. To confront, we must be ready for every possible scenario. We are always expected to be a step ahead, anticipate future threats, to promote and implement force build-up projects in order to solidify our abilities to face these threats. The IAF must stand strong in face of terror, in face of radicalism. A few months ago, I had the privilege of flying the F-35 simulator here in Fort Worth. As a pilot that has flown for 30 years a great variety of aircrafts, I must share the feeling. It was like holding the future in my hands. The unique combination between split-edge technology, lethality, and amazing man-machine interface will no doubt lead the world to the fifth-generation era. Ladies and gentlemen, the F-35, which will be received by the IAF with open arms this coming December, will substantially enhance our operational capabilities. The new aircraft will bring with it new strength. There is no doubt that the F-35 will become an integral part of our defense system and allow us to better ensure the safety of our civilians against our hostile neighbors and against the complex threat which may escalate at a moment's notice. We will continue to seek out the latest technology to allow us to secure our people in the best possible way. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that the presence of the F-35 in the Middle East will change the dynamic of the region for the better. Finally, I would like to thank our partners who brought us to this important and exciting occasion. We are very grateful to our partners at Lockheed Martin, our friends at the US Air Force, our friends at the JPO, our friends at the DoD and the Israeli Ministry of Defense. This amazing project was achieved due to outstanding cooperation and teamwork. We are waiting in Israel impatiently for the arrival of the F-35, or as we call it in Hebrew, the Adir. We are sure that for the Israeli Air Force, with the Adir, even the sky isn't the limit. Our decision to build the first Adir squadron in the Negev is the implementation of David Ben-Gurion's vision. It is in the Negev that the people of Israel will be tested. This is the year of the Adir. Thank you all. Toda.
The F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, Adir, which in English means mighty, was chosen by Israel as the plane that best suits its long-term defense and security needs. It will be the backbone of Israel's security capabilities far into the 21st century, and it will help Israel meet its challenges. The vision of the F-35 program is to deliver and sustain the most advanced strike fighter aircraft to protect future generations, and it does just that. The F-35 represents the ironclad commitment of the Obama administration and the United States government to preserve Israel's qualitative military edge, ensuring that Israel always has the tools it needs to fight tomorrow's conflicts.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency, Israel's Minister of Defense, Avigdor Lieberman.
Good morning, good afternoon, good and successful jet lag to my friends from Israel. It's really 3 very, very intensive days. It's, very difficult to give a speech today after so impressive show. And, but I will try my best. Honorable Greg Abbott, Governor of Texas, Senator John Cornyn, I think you here know the mistake of my advisor. Ambassador Daniel Shapiro, Ms. Marilyn Hewson, Chairman, President, and CEO Lockheed Martin, Mr. Orlando Carvalho, Executive Vice President, Lockheed Martin Aeronautics, Mrs. Heidi Grant, Deputy Undersecretary of the Air Force for International Affairs, Lieutenant General Chris Bogdan, F-35 Program Executive Officer, Major General Yaakov Ayesh, Israeli Defense and Armed Forces Attaché to United States, Minister, my colleague and friend, Minister Tzachi Hanegbi, distinguished guests. Maybe only before the official speech, some words to David Broza. You know, I'm not so optimistic like you about possibility to achieve peace with our neighbors in the near future. But despite my personal position, please try to create more new songs. It will be very, very useful. I'm happy to be here at this exciting rollout ceremony of the F-35 aircraft. 2 days ago, I met with Secretary of Defense Carter for the first time. We discussed the complex and fragile situation in the Middle East and shared our perceptions regarding the many challenges and threats in the region. Israel is surrounded by unprecedented military and security challenges and threats, both conventional and unconventional. These include a wide range of lethal threats. Israel is also confronted by dangerous rogue countries and violent and radical organizations such as Iran and Hezbollah. The IDF's military strength is Israel's main pillar of defense. Israel's military power guarantees its security, and it allows Israel to effectively deter and, when necessary, to defeat its enemies. The F-35s will dramatically enhance the IDF's military power. The airplanes will improve the IDF's ability to continue to protect Israel from the region's growing threats and to preserve the relative stability and peacefulness along Israel's borders. Israel is the first country outside the US to receive these operational excellent airplanes. The F-35's technology represents the crown jewel of air power superiority and will therefore be a great and an important contribution to the IDF's Air Force. This yet again emphasizes the US's commitment to maintaining Israel's military superiority and Israel's security. This is another remarkable building block in our long-lasting friendship and strong strategic partnership. Over the past few years, we have gone through a long process of managing the F-35 project and learning about the aircraft, its systems, and its combat capabilities. Senior Air Force officers tell me that the F-35 aircraft is indeed of the highest quality and the most unique and outstanding plane. The Air Force is impatiently waiting to receive the first aircraft in December 2016 and test their abilities in various combat scenarios. And again, only to emphasize the last and maybe most crucial point. It's not a secret that we have from time to time some disagreements, some disputes with the State of Israel, with the US on political level regarding some solutions with our neighbors. But when it comes to Israel's security, we really enjoy full understanding, fruitful cooperation, and strong commitment to our security concerns and needs. Thank you for this relations, for these very, very special relations. And now I would like to thank all those who helped us reach this special day. President Obama, Secretary Carter and the Department of Defense, the US Congress, the F-35 Program Executive Officer, Lieutenant General Bogdan and his team, Lockheed Martin, which led this project and is hosting us here today, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Ministry of Defense and its mission in New York, and the Israeli Air Force, which will fly this aircraft and maximize their capabilities while protecting Israel. Thank you all. Long live the friendship between the United States of America and the State of Israel.
The F-35 program is about partnership and global industrial participation. Let's pause for a brief look at the major role Israel's defense industry fulfills in the F-35 global supply chain.
We are on the front line, and this is a reason why we need more sophisticated military equipment and, first of all, aircrafts.
Being a part of the manufacturing teams of the most advanced striker of the Israeli Air Force has been always one of the key part of our company's portfolio and strategy, and we are very proud of that.
This airplane pushes the technological capability of Israel forward. This project is going to ensure the air superiority of Israel for years to come, and is going to play a major role in being the backbone of most Western Air Forces for many years.
It is very unique for a kibbutz to hold high-end agriculture and high-end technology industry. Being in the business so many years, we tuned ourselves to focus in this fascinating industry, and we developed ourselves to have capabilities under the same roof and to be a one-stop shop.
Our people are the key to delivering solutions that blend technology with creativity. A high level of R&D investment alongside a world-class engineering team which incorporates insights and skills gained from years of operational military service and applies them in every area of expertise.
Where we live is we have threats in our area, and we need to be alert at all times. The F-35 is going to provide us the edge to allow the Air Force to perform its missions in a very effective way.
IAI in the last, let's say, 30 years has established a center of excellence here for aerostructures in general and for wings in particular. You know, this F-35 program gives us the opportunity to leverage our technological capabilities and infrastructure to a higher level, or actually the highest level today in the world in these aerostructures.
This work is highly reliant on the expertise of mechanics and their professionalism. This is a true co-production effort. There's a great feeling of cooperation both with the Lockheed local team and with the folks abroad.
I think that the fact that we are always developing unique systems like the Iron Dome and others, and having the possibility to field them very quickly into battle and get experience and feedback from that keeps us always on the edge. As you know, as we say, that guillotine sharpens the mind, so our minds are always sharpened.
We keep very close military cooperation, we keep technology cooperation, and to survive in this region and to protect all values of the free world, we need close cooperation with the biggest democracy in the world, the United States.
Now, please welcome to the podium United States Ambassador to the State of Israel, the Honorable Daniel Shapiro.
Thank you. Welcome. It's an honor to be here to our Israeli guests. Bruchim habayim. This fine day has been a long time coming. So it's first and foremost a day to celebrate and to offer congratulations to all who helped make it possible. To the members of the U.S. Armed Services, led by General Bogdan, Deputy Undersecretary Grant, to the talented, dedicated men and women of Lockheed Martin and their many partners, led here by Marilyn Hewson and Orlando Carvalho, to the representatives of our national, state, and local government partners, led by Governor Abbott of the great state of Texas, and I'll offer greetings also to members of Congress who have been so supportive, even if they aren't able to be here today. So my warmest congratulations to all of you. I also want to offer a warm welcome to our Israeli friends. They're led here by the Minister of Defense, Avigdor Lieberman. I was privileged to join Minister Lieberman in his meeting with Secretary of Defense Ashton Carter this week, in which they both reaffirmed the unshakable commitment of the U.S.-Israel alliance and our extraordinary security partnership. The delegation also includes representatives of the Israel Defense Forces, and especially the Israel Air Force, led by Brigadier General Tal Kelman, who, through joint training, common values, and a shared commitment to defend against the common threats we face in the Middle East, have become such close partners and friends to me, to so many members of the U.S. Armed Forces, and to the United States. So on behalf of the American people and all my colleagues in the Obama administration, to my Israeli friends, I want to say congratulations on your new plane. As they say in Hebrew, Eze yofi shel matos. What a beautiful airplane. The addition of the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter to the Israel Air Force constitutes a long history, continues a long history of Americans helping Israel defend itself with airborne platforms. When Israel was a brand new nation, fighting for its very survival, it was volunteer American pilots in the Machal, the foreign volunteer unit, like Lou Leonard, flying the new, barely flight-worthy planes, the few barely flight-worthy planes that Israel had managed to acquire, who helped stop the advance of the invading neighboring armies. Later, it was the arrival of A-4 Skyhawks and F-4 Phantoms and C-130 Hercules aircrafts as Israel turned to the United States as its main arms supplier after the Six-Day War. I recently met a group of American pilots, now in their 70s, who had been among the first to train Israeli pilots on the A-4s on a moving reunion visit to Israel as the last A-4 Skyhawk was retired. Later still, F-15s and F-16s became the workhorses of the Israel Air Force, and any Israeli child can identify their profile and recognize their familiar roar. We recently welcomed the C-130J into the Israeli Air Force. And now, the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, the Adir, this magnificent aircraft built here in Texas with wings and helmet-mounted displays and other key technologies fashioned in Israel, will take its place as the backbone of the Israel Air Force for the next generation. The F-35, with its extraordinary capabilities, will allow Israel to reinforce its deterrent power, maintain its legendary quick response capabilities when new threats emerge, and provide Israel with a dynamic and unmatched ability to pursue a wide range of missions. Israel is the first country outside of the United States to receive this revolutionary new aircraft. It is said often, but it bears repeating, that the United States and President Obama are absolutely committed to maintaining Israel's qualitative military edge against any threat or combination of threats that Israel may face. The F-35 is just the latest manifestation of that unbreakable and long-standing commitment. Since the day I arrived in Israel as United States Ambassador nearly 5 years ago, I have consistently been asked one question by my friends in the Israel Air Force. How soon can we get the F-35 to Israel? Well, the wait is nearly over. Less than 6 months from today, many of us will be standing on the tarmac at Nevatim Air Force Base when the first F-35s touch down on Israeli soil. And so I say to my Israeli friends today, let the countdown begin. Congratulations, and thank you.